Hello and welcome to another episode of Ask Alice. Today, I'm going to answer the question, what am I working on right now? Because the answer is 5,000 different things. But in reality, I'm working on a couple of different big things at the moment. You may have heard through some of my other social medias and that I'm launching a Kickstarter in about a week and a half or a week. Yeah, a little under a week from now when this video will get posted. But what I've done for this Kickstarter is I'm making an extended edition of The Head, the Heart, and the Air. When I originally wrote The Head, the Heart, and the Air, it was gigantic and it ended up getting broken into 3 books. And then my editor said it should really be 2 books. So I cut the 3 down to 2. And when I did that, I had to remove a lot of text from the first book in order to make it more of a reasonable length for a debut novel, and got it down to 105,000 words. And if you follow my other socials, you may remember I cut 55,000 words out of what was the original draft that I was getting edited. And so a lot of important or fun scenes got cut in that process. And I read my reviews. I don't comment on readers. I like everybody's reviews, whether it's a 1-star or a 5-star, it doesn't matter. I appreciate everyone who took the time to read and review my book or just took the time and the effort to do that. So regardless of what people rate me, I still like their comment and that. But a lot of the reviews I've read have noted how people wish some of these off-book scenes were actually in the story. And the most common ones are the morning ceremony, the Dayton visit where Aaron and Alex go to Dayton, as well as the Strobel estate visit where Alex goes to Cameron's estate with him. And so because of that, I took those 3 biggest requested scenes and I put them back in the book. And now in June of this year, I will be replacing what is the existing current version of book 1 with an extended edition. Now I've carefully done it so that I can actually go ahead and fully replace it on Amazon, because they have a rule where you can't add more than 10% to a book. Otherwise you can't call it the same edition. And I worked too hard on getting those reviews up for book 1 to have to lose the edition and have it be another ISBN. So to keep it there, I'm going to remove the 2 chapters of book 2 that are in there, but I am going to put a QR code on there. So if somebody has not read it yet and they want to read those 2 chapters for free, that they can then go and read them on my website, which I think is a completely legitimate reason and a really easy way for people to do that. And the advantage of a QR code is if you bought the physical book, you can still scan the QR code and go do it on my website. Whereas if it's an ebook, it'll just have a link that people can click on. But so I'm doing this giant Kickstarter in order to launch a really special edition of book 1. It will not only have the extra extended scenes in it that all the books will as of June, but additionally it will have a foil cover, the bookmark or the book dust jacket hopefully will be embossed. There'll be interior art. I'm aiming to get art in the front. I just happen to have this book still on my desk. I'm getting art put in the front here on these pages. I'm getting it sprayed. There's going to be actual physical character art inside the book, scattered throughout the book as well. I'm extending the back matter, so not only will you get the list of the characters in the kingdoms, you'll also get the family trees that are in book 2. You'll also get the glossary and the terminology and the source verse. So I've kind of gathered all of the different things that are right now in book 1, 2, and 3 and are putting them all into the extended edition, so you get all of the back matter in one. And it'll also be like sprayed edges and maybe a bookmark ribbon in it and things like that. So I'm getting it as fancy as I can possibly make this book. And that is going to be the Kickstarter edition of this, which is just going to be a really fancy anniversary edition. It is also on my website. If you're not a Kickstarter person, it's on pre-order now, because I need to know how many of these things to order, because I am having them made specifically for this campaign. And then once it ends, I'll order a handful of extra, but I won't be buying a massive supply or anything like that. So if you like special editions and signed books that are really fancy, and I'm going to be numbering them as well. So they will be numbered based on the order people have that people have ordered them. I will number the books as well. So that way people know they get something really special. But yeah, so if you're into special edition books, definitely check out my Kickstarter. I'll link it in the comments on here. The other stuff that I'm working on is book 3 essentially is now done writing. I'm still working on the back matter. I'm having new family trees made. I like the family trees that are in book 2, but I just had my editing company make them. And I have a friend who has a graphic design degree, so she's actually designing pretty family trees for me now, which will be going into book 3. I'm also having a map of the Sorcerer World made. That's getting finished to go into book 3. And I still have to write the acknowledgements, and that's where I thank people in the back of the book. And because my Kickstarter campaign, one of the things is getting your name in the acknowledgements of book 3. I just have to wait for those to finish. And then in another week or two, I'm going to contact my cover designers because I need them to tweak the cover for book 1 for the extended edition. And when I reach out for them to do that, I also want to start the process of getting the cover for book 3 done. As soon as I have the cover and the acknowledgements and the back matter done, book 3 is done. We still have to wait for December for it to be released because we can't have it come out too soon before book 4 because that cliffhanger is, that is the worst cliffhanger I have written yet. And that includes book 4 to 5. So yeah, it hurts. And therefore I want it to book 3 and 4 to be very close together. For book 4, I finished the first round of developmental edits and I'm in the process right now of going through and fixing things. My editor notes things like, oh, this scene we need to see more emotion from Michael here. I want you to look at how Aaron is reacting in this. Is this really what you want? You could go deeper here. She gives me really great feedback like that. So I'm in there adding more emotion and context and things to scenes. She felt I could do that. And then on the 24th, I send it back to her. She'll take about 2 to 3 weeks to read it. And then I will edit. And my husband will edit it one more time until I think it's the end of June or July, early July. I think it's July 10th actually, that I send it to my line editor. And then Essie will take it and they will go through and edit. Essie is also the one who did a re-edit of The Head, the Heart, and the Air for the extended edition. I had another editor go through because I was never fully happy with how the first edits had been done. So they will be editing my next round for the fourth book, which is still untitled because I cannot settle on a title for book 4. Usually I'm really good about naming my books, but book 4, I don't know, I wanted to call it The Last War and Heirs, and then I had discussions with my editors and we were like, do we want to actually tie in the Kingdom of Warren or not? And so that's why I'm back to the drawing board a little bit with it or pondering it still. But I'm also in the process of writing book 5. At the end of this month, I'm going to Maine to meet my Maine alpha reader, Andy. And when I go meet Andy, I'm going to be bringing book 5 with me because I leave about 3 days after, maybe 4 days, after I hand in book 4 to my editor. So when I'm there, I'm going to be spending my days writing book 5 while she is at work and her kids are in daycare and that. So when Andy's home, I'll be hanging out with Andy. And when she's not home, I will be managing my Kickstarter and writing book 5. So I'm super excited about how book 5 is coming along. My husband is editing the first 100 pages of it right now because that's about how far I'm in. And it's going fantastic and I could not be more thrilled with it. So the adventure is getting so good. But yep, that's where I am right now with all of my writing and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed this little update with Ask Alice. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and thanks for stopping by. And if you have any questions for me, drop them in the comments and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any Mythology Monday, Ask Alice, or other randomness that I decide to throw on here. Bye guys.